Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Godhood. As we start our second week here, I realize that I may not have explicitly said how I handle comments on these kinds of series, and probably people who have been around the channel for a while already know, but in case you're new around here, when we're in the figuring out the mechanics of a game phase, I often don't look at the comments on the videos, because I don't want people to tell me how things work. The part of the game where you are exploring the mechanics, that phase of mechanical discovery, is my favorite part of any game. And so I don't want to have that clipped by people just telling me straight up what's up. So if I have misunderstood something, and you've been correcting me in the comments, and it seems like I'm ignoring you, that's why. It's because I haven't seen your comment. If you've been telling me something's a bad idea and I continue to do it, that's why. I'm not intentionally being belligerent, but I have definitely, we have had people get real angry about this in the comments before. Like, why aren't you listening to me? I'm telling you the thing. And only about 30% of the time is it the case that I did see it and they're just objectively wrong. It does happen. But usually it's just, I will go and read the comments. It will happen, but after we've sort of figured out our standing. Probably not for like the first game or two. So anyway, I was looking at our buildings, trying to figure out what our resource expenditure strategy is from here. There is still another level of material gatherer that we could pick up, another 15 materials per tribute chest. Unless, I guess I'm realizing I'm not 100% certain that these... I was reading this as, with this level you get plus 10, with this level you get plus 25, that replaces the plus 10. But I'm not 100% sure that's the case. Hold on, what do we get from chests? Right now we're getting 60 materials and 30 offerings. Base value is 25, right? So, yeah, this is 35 points of bonus materials. These actually might be separate bonuses. We might be getting plus 10 and also plus 25. Where's the offering one? And here we are only receiving plus 5. Okay, I was misunderstanding that. I thought this was a single increasing bonus, not increasingly large bonuses that are concurrent. Well, that's interesting. Okay. What I was going to say is, I don't know that we'll buy the 1500 material tribute bonus, because we are over halfway through the game now, and I think it's time to start veering away from increasing the strength of the resource loop and using that increased resource loop to start increasing the strength of our statistic loop. But if this is actually another 40 materials instead of another 15, honestly, it still might be worth it. There are a lot of other things we could spend materials on. I was kind of thinking about faith bonuses. I was thinking about, where is it? No, maybe it was... here we go. This is the temple that is not devoted to a particular stat. This is just development power on all stats. And I guess if I had looked at this beyond the first bonus, I would have realized these must all be separate bonuses, because otherwise there's no increase between these two. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Part of the reason I was thinking about faith bonuses, I was looking at Montezuma. Montezuma's not super happy, and that's because Montezuma, like, we're at a level of development now where our acolytes are going to be increasingly powerful, and for most of our acolytes, that's not a problem. Because we were able to pull this divine recipe at the beginning of the game, we've basically been able to ignore the faith system. There's no way all of our games are going to be this easy in terms of maintaining faithfulness. And Montezuma, unfortunately, does not scale with knowledge, so we're not focusing on her knowledge. So we're gonna have some real issues, right? She's already negative 60 faith from power. So, far as we can tell, the threshold for happy is 60, and the threshold for really happy, for ecstatic, is at 90, right? Right, you're at 85, and Coddle, yeah. So a little push would get Montezuma, just like one level of that faith bonus would get Montezuma comfortably back into happy, and then obviously we're going to have to keep working as she gets stronger. But I think she's the only major issue. Almost everybody else on the roster is going to be pushing their knowledge pretty hard. I guess Nika's not, but Nika's also not going to get much more powerful, so it's less of an issue. Nika's far enough above the happiness threshold and far enough below the ecstatic threshold that we probably can't. Well, if we did take that 15 points, we could probably get Nika to 2 ecstatic. Yeah. That might be worth it. But probably we should take this stuff first, right? Just more development power. And then we'd have to get to 10,000 supporters before we could unlock this. So my suspicion is we'll go do one of these special temples instead when that happens. That's going to be 2,000 materials, which at our current rate of materials gain is not that big of a deal. 2,000 materials is like very doable. How far off are we from that? We're at 9148. Actually, the way things are progressing right now, maybe we should hold off. Maybe we should just be banking for this. Because we're going to hit the 10k pretty soon. So, allows to perform an advanced miracle with focus on charisma and devotion. Or with charisma and knowledge. Yeah, it seems like a temple of art is both thematically appropriate and mechanically appropriate. That's my favorite combination of appropriatenesses. So, yeah, maybe we'll just bank materials for a little while. I really like the music in this game. Okay, we have an incredibly powerful relic here. Who do we want to give this to? Anytime Oli's in combat, this is going to trigger constantly, but also we just have a lot of... Because we're so knowledge-focused, we have so much Defy chance. It's been sort of an accident, but we've stumbled into a really powerful linear here. We have a lot of elements playing off of each other well because we have this deep knowledge focus. My guess is we're going to find our next game to be a little bit more difficult than this one has been. So who do we want to have follow-ups all the time, I guess is the question. Montezuma and Cuscatl are both quite powerful. Cuscatl has a real weird mix of things. The problem with Cuscatl, as things stand right now, is that we are unsure what's going to come out of him on any attack, right? He is unreliable. So I would be inclined to say we should give it to Montezuma. Montezuma's going to end up being just super powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, we gotta remember, the dreams give people a faith bonus too, right? So actually, this is not a problem right now, but we still might want to think about permanent faith upgrades in the near future. And what are we headed toward? We are headed toward a fight against nature, life, and... So, Ehecatl, and then probably Montezuma, and not Morali. Morali's miracling, anyway. Ehecatl, Montezuma, and then just like Cuscatl, probably, just for XP. Who still has miracle slots open? Somehow Oli does, despite the fact that we've used Oli a ton. I guess, it requires a lot of XP to fill out 4 slots. And then Cuscatl... Yeah, okay, Cuscatl still has a slot open. So yeah, it'll be Cuscatl. And that should be 61, 77, 69 is kind of terrifying, but we got numbers. We got good numbers. So, 3 missions of cooldown remaining on this. Are we going into a mission where we have this, or did we just use this? Oh no, we have 2 missions left before the next use. So we used that a couple missions ago. Hey SB, wasn't that just yesterday that you did that? How did you forget it already? Yeah, that's just how it is. I think we're just gonna push Montezuma really hard. I know I was just talking about having to get her faith under control, but also, what if she was insanely powerful? But also, what about that? And then back to devotion scaling. Right, we got our thresholds and stuff. Okay, and I think we push. Permanent +3 faith is... Actually, at the moment, it would push us over that threshold. You know what? We'll do it. She's gonna dip back below really quickly, though. Cuscatl rests on Sabbath, a day to appreciate the peace and world he lives in. And he's doing it outside town because otherwise people will make fun of him for the fact that he's still wearing clothing. Wow. 5 faith in addition to 2 points of stats. That seems pretty good. Maintaining happiness sure does give you a lot of little bonuses. We have yet to see how bad the penalties really are for dipping below max, because we've not been below 10 for very long. But it's possible that even though having high happiness obviously is great, It's not as important to maintain it as we've been treating it as because, you know, the penalties might be pretty small for doing otherwise. Do we want a dream point? I'm going to take a dream, I think. Hold on. Wait a second. What is this ability? Will heavily cloud the minds of all disciples with less than 25 cunning. Oh! I didn't notice that. That's real bad. That's all of our disciples. Is Nika... No, even Nika's not at 25 cunning, and Nika is by far the most cunning of us. Actually, not by that far. It turns out we just have better stats all around than we used to. Yeah, that's a problem. I wonder what heavily cloud means. Usually when something says cloud's mind, it means it inserts a do-nothing into one of your ability slots. So heavily cloud could mean 2, but it also could mean like 4. This is actually going to be a real tough battle, then. Oh, I probably should have taken a dream point there. Well, let's take a dream point now. We'll get some levels of defensive stuff off of our dreams. So hold on, let me doing this. Yeah, Parade Masters. Okay, so it's a lot of morale attacks. There are some defensive strikes, and they actually do have significant power. And you're untyped, so we're not going to be able to blow you up quickly. And you have a ton of health. Yo, actually, this battle's going to be quite tough. This is maybe going to be terrifyingly difficult. So we're thinking Montezuma. Montezuma with 26 physical armor on 94 HP. That's not so bad. Cuscatl with 25 physical armor. Okay, so the physical armor thing's not that big of a deal. And then you have less, but you have a lot of HP to make up for it. Alright, so I'm gonna focus on Defy Chance then. And we're just gonna put up the Defy on... put up the Defy on the people who are not Montezuma. Because, obviously, Montezuma benefits a lot from teammates defying. Alright, let's see if this works. I'm a little concerned now that I've actually looked at all the numbers. Sorry, you're in the wrong slot. Montezuma, I don't know that it matters particularly where we put you. You guys have very similar physical defense and health. Yeah, this might be a little non-ideal. This might turn out ugly. So follow up when another ally scores a crit. You have the ability to follow up on allies' life abilities, and we do have an ally who has a life ability, so we could get lucky on that. Alright, fingers crossed. I am not taking any martyrdom here. We may well lose this with no martyrdom. I just totally didn't see that cunning ability before. Okay, some defies. Silence, loudmouth. Wow, that did not do a lot of damage. Oh. Why? Why? Why intercept that? Yep, here we go. Well, that was lucky. We got the follow-up. That's not how you spell... First of all, that's not how you spell base, and secondly, I assume it's an element of the time it takes to design a game, but that Despacito joke is already ancient. Oh. Interesting. I'm not 100% clear what happened there. It looked like Montezuma was about to do a follow-up, and then that guy jumped in with an attack, which apparently is a thing that can happen. He used an ability called Defensive Strike. Maybe I misread that a little. Okay, well, not great. Not a great outcome. We might have to just wave off that side boss. I don't think we're getting that one. Yep, mission failed. No rewards indeed. Fortunately, there was a miracle back in town, you know. Miracles happen every day. It's sort of an everyday thing. You picked up another Mind Stare. Dazes the minds of opponents for the whole sacrament. And counter clouded actions. So right now, I think Morali is the only one who has any ability to cloud people, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, Power Word seems bananas. Yeah, Punish the Feeble is awesome if you have a couple of people who are doing clouding, but I don't think it works very well in our team. Oh, your faith is dismal. Well, you'll recover. Youch. 3 missions of minus 25 faith. Montezuma might have to take a nap. How's Montezuma's HP or XP? Okay, I was wondering if we could potentially with blessings or something push Montezuma over to the point where we could just have her miracle during her downtime, but no, it doesn't look like it. Well, so this is real bad news. 61, 75, 60 is pretty tough. Like, our team as a whole is a lot stronger than we used to be. We've definitely got better stat development levels now. But I'm wondering if I was a little bit too slow to kick the engine into gear. If we maybe... I was going to say if we maybe over-focused on the resource loop, like focused on the resource loop for too long. But honestly, there was a phase at the beginning of the game of just sort of like feeling around in the dark that we're not going to have to deal with again. And that may be what cost us. Like I said, though, this is like... I really love learning games. My favorite part of playing any game is learning the game. And, like, not learning the game in the sense of learning the rules, but learning how strategies work and, like, coming to grips with the systems. And it's a shame that that phase of every game necessarily has to come to an end. At some point you do understand the thing, and then I need to move on to a new game. Do we even want to do this Secret Archives thing? It looks fairly tough. I mean, they have a Guardian. Yo, is this Guardian wearing a crab as a face mask? Is that what's happening there? These are like the claws coming out. I mean, I guess the body part of a crab is sort of face mask shaped. I mean, that's super cool. It strikes me as also being profoundly dumb, but it's real neat. This battle looks like it would be tough for us, and I don't want to do it. But the fewer battles we do each island, the more we're going to be behind the development curve, right? Yeah, we've got an interesting situation here. Sticking around here and doing easy repeatables for XP is going to hurt our happiness a lot. I guess maybe this is the time to experiment with having less happiness. Because I don't know what else to do. It does not feel to me like we are necessarily going to be able to beat this right now, and even if we could, beating it right now is probably bad. The Sister Priestesses. We got some singing, which we don't have to worry too much about. Intoxicating moves. Deal nature physical damage to all enemies and infatuate. So infatuate is we saw it in the last battle. Infatuate is a form of clouded thought. Easy to evade though. Oh yeah, minus 50% hit chance. And then alluring body. So these are lust priestesses. Our very very first game of Godhood, back when it hit early access, was a game with lust as our religion's core virtue. And I have to say, it was a pretty effective playstyle then. Yeah, let's maybe do some repeatables, because we need recovery time, for one thing. We need some people back on top. Like, if we were going to take this on, it's really important that we have Morali available, I think, because we really need the darkness. I'm a little scared of running Morali in this battle. Yeah, man. I guess this is just a buff. And then Classic Song at least has a lower hit chance because it's AoE, but every time it attacks, it's going to, at the very least, take a swing at Morali. We might just be in a pretty rough spot here. Let's do a repeatable. Let's buy ourselves some time. Do we need materials? Or do we need offerings? Do we have much that we want to spend offerings on anymore? Let's see. Where are the places where we can do that? So we can just get XP boosts over here with them. We can improve our ability point god power, which is, I think, that's a pretty smart thing to do. And then that's the only other thing. Yeah, just god abilities and those couple of upgrades. You know, honestly, that ability point improvement seems pretty significant. Let's take the version of the thing that gives extra offerings. Plus, I think this one's going to be fairly easy for us to do. Even with Montezuma all busted up, she's still at 65 attack. She's still at 65 abstract power rating. Alright. Organizing a relief fund. We're going to get this. We're gonna put this together. Nika has become a bit helpless without the aid of others. Oh no! I don't understand understand what is being conveyed in the visuals here. Oof. Minus 25 on all... Okay, well... There you go. There's one of those negative outcomes. I like the fact that your tenet choices inform both the positive and negative outcomes. I think that's neat. Let's just push... So we don't necessarily need Montezuma for the final battle. Do we want to keep... I'm wondering if we want to push Oli. How many years do we have left with Oli? Oh. This is Oli's last potential battle. That being the case, maybe we should just send him away now. I think probably we should just send him away now. Because we're unlikely to use him here. I think we've probably got this under control, 49, 48, 49. And we should start training up the new person as soon as possible. Oli, you have been the heart of this community for a long time. We really appreciate all the work you've done. I'm pretty happy to see a bunch of purples. That makes me excited. Emilia of the Armadillo, health and cunning. Not amazing for what we would want from her. Okay. The Ilihoto. Max Miracles 4, Amazing Devotion, Major Knowledge. Gonna be hard to beat that one. Rakiri's looking like a winner. And your deal is that you worship the Lilac King. Charisma, Devotion, and Knowledge. Yo, these are both great, actually. Sorry, Amelia, you're getting you're getting left in the dust a little bit here. So, Oli was a druid. We don't necessarily need another druid. Druids are... I was gonna say, we're being told exceptional druid here. Do they scale with both knowledge and devotion? I thought they're mostly just knowledge. But we probably don't really need another druid. I'm trying to think. Unfortunately, right now we don't know what's going to be important on the next island, but we do know here we're facing a lot of life and nature disciples. So let me pull up a window that shows me the thing again, because I always forget it. Ancestral is really the thing that is strongest right at this moment, but we don't really need another ancestral. I mean, we don't know if we'll need another ancestral in the future, and also none of our potentials here have great stats for that anyway. I mean, Tay would be an okay. God, what is your class, Coddle? I can never remember the name, Chieftain. I never remember the names of the ancestral classes for some reason. You'd be an okay Chieftain with your charisma scaling, but it's probably not what we're looking for. We really don't need another Zealot. I mean, I guess we could bring on another Cook. Cook is a pretty powerful class. If we did bring on another Druid... Druids do have Entangle, which is a useful skill. Yeah, maybe it is another Druid. Right now we have very limited access to physical abilities. Oh, wait a second. Entangle's not available to us anymore, though, because it's a physical attack and it doesn't convert by grace. So we couldn't use Entangle anyway. Then we maybe are just looking at another Cook? In which case this devotion scaling feels a little bit wasted and a person who has charisma is a little bit better off. Yeah, we might have to go this way. We certainly don't need another Weaver. I'm going to do this. You are going to become a Cook. Because, right, druids effectively only have Marvel of Growth, which is fine. It's a grace ability, at least. And then this thing, which I guess raising Morale, Armor, and Intercept does play well with the thing we just took. But also, if we're just going to be pushing Knowledge, we will get that anyway for free. Yeah, we'll just take on a second cook. That's fine. And you are going to perform the Knowledge Miracle, obviously. We will worry about your skill point afterward, and then Montezuma, congratulations on... Do we want to do a Faith Blessing, or... I'm just going to push Ritual Progress, I think. And we're going to bank resources for the moment. And Ritual Progress... Yeah, this is going to be a Knowledge tier upgrade when it finishes. That seems pretty good. Coddle gets more rank ups. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Okay, Coddle is training hard. You know, might does matter. One of our very few classes for whom might matters a little bit. So... The thing that usually trains health only gives usually trains charisma only gives 2 charisma, so we may as well do this version of it, right? Push toward that next health threshold. Go and count crops. The count crops ritual has become really powerful. And then let's push ritual progress for you. I can't imagine we're gonna need any particularly fancy stuff here. Some morale abilities, largely, yeah, there's a little bit of physical stuff going on here, in addition to attack plus, which is certainly... I mean, the scaling bonus is listed as amazing, but even so, only 46 total power. That's actually less than a lot of the stuff we've been getting hit by recently. Alright, so, it's gonna be... Morale, I think, is reasonable to bring here. We do have to start developing that XP. So we could bring Morale. We definitely want to bring Montezuma, who should still be fine. And then... You haven't lost... No, you don't have a hit point reduction or anything from having been recently broken. So yeah, we'll bring Montezuma, we'll bring... Not Nico, who we were already not going to bring. So it's like Montezuma, Coscatl... I'm a little worried about bringing Morale too. I mean, obviously, like, those are the people we want the XP on. But I'm concerned that we might take too much damage. Morale's pretty soft, right? Yeah. Well, maybe Morale gets the Defy chance. We'll do it like this. So Montezuma, Morale, and Coscatl. And Coscatl has a lot of natural Defy chance on account of his excellent knowledge. Yeah, 64 base Defy. With, one has to assume, some reasonable intercept. Yeah, this should be good enough that we can probably take a martyrdom, but we might want to stop at 1. I will stop at 1. Let's not push it too hard, but we do need to keep pushing resources. We do need these upgrades. Gosh, I hope this turns out well. I mean, it should, right? We are way stronger than they are. You can understand, a little gun shy. Alright, let's see something... Okay, that was a reasonable amount of conversion. Wow. Okay, not too bad. We could probably have taken the second point of martyrdom, actually. Oh. Oh, interesting. We got some defies, but the thing didn't fire. Maybe it doesn't work on... Maybe it doesn't work on abilities that target everybody? Because it is Montezuma who has it, right? And it's listed as always triggering, not as a faith-based chance. I think. still, not a terrible outcome. Montezuma has left her younger years behind her, and we have a wondrous herding miracle. Okay, so other miracles can be wondrous. Right, the other herding miracles we've seen were not listed as wondrous. So we got a small amount of offerings for that. Picked up another copy of Split Meal, which is whatever. Obviously, it's not the ability we most wanted. Should we take Nurse Plus over Split Meal? You know what? I'm going to. So I think we usually don't need Split Meal. Usually what we need is to hit the opponent. Alright, so people aside from Montezuma are all looking pretty hale and hearty. Do we think that we could take on a non-repeatable? I'm a little worried about this. It would be really nice to do a mission that's not going to cost us any happiness. So who do we really think we're going to be able to power up to a meaningful level? We could bring Morali on this first mission, and then on this mission we would want to use a Hecatl, probably a Hecatl on both. I'm a little worried about the fact that like Morali and a Hecatl are the two of our weakest people. We could run Coscatl in both of them to just be strong. Maybe we want Nika in this one? I don't know if you can jump to intercept a multi-target attack. Nika is maxed out already, so Nika's not getting any stronger. Coscatl could still get stronger. So, probably what we want to do here is do 2 more missions before the final. One to get Coscatl the last XP to cap out, and then one to give Coscatl time to perform a miracle. Or we could use some god offerings. We could use some offerings, push XP right now, and then do one mission, just give Coscatl time to miracle, and then go into the thing. But I don't know that we have this. I don't know that we can pull this off, frankly. Just be running up and sensually touching people. You'll set the heart of the faithless on fire. So here we would probably run like Nika, a Hecatl, and just someone. Do I think we could do that? What are your abilities? You have massive initiative. You have crit chance. And you're just gonna sing a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty worried about this. I'm pretty worried about our position. Let's, at the very least, do one more battle. I think we're gonna take on a repeatable. It's gonna drop us down to 6 happiness, but I don't know that we have a lot of options here. We're in kind of a terrifying position. So we don't really need more materials very badly. I'd be inclined to just take this. So what are you? Words of Madness. Morale ability that makes opponent converts doubt back to neutral. That's interesting. It does damage to your converted followers bar equal to 50% of damage. That's really cool. That's a neat ability. This game has so many cool mechanics. So aside from that, it's a largely physical battle. So this would be a really good time to bring Nika in, actually. Yeah, okay. We'll do this. We'll, as much as I want to inspire great art, I think we have enough offerings. We could do inspire art and plus XP. And that only makes sense if we get the option to bless Coscatl with XP, though. And that means that we're not then taking the building upgrade that we were looking to. But it might end up being right. It might end up being the right way to do things. And maybe I don't want to save... Maybe we could spend some materials. So we'd have to win 2 real battles to get converts. I mean, it's probably more than 2 battles, right? My guess is we'll be just under 10k when we finish this island. So actually, we don't have to save all of our materials. We just want to make sure we have enough bank that when we do get to 10k, we can build one of those cool temples right away. So let's get you... probably this, right? This is 7 points of knowledge. I find it very difficult to believe that counting crops is the wrong thing. We're not going to hit another health threshold for a lot of miracles, so that's not really a concern. But 7 points. It's like, significant, you know? It's very significant. Alright, let's do a couple of blessings before we make any decisions here, because if we get the option to bless Coscatl with 1 XP, then we should probably take that and do the XP boost. Actually, the XP boost is really cheap. Alright, you're gonna finish this anyway. I'm just gonna push you. Uh-oh. Montezuma's faith in you is waning. You feel a crack in their bond to you. Oh no. But neither one of these options changes anything, but Montezuma loses a faith bond for that. That's a pretty serious problem. I didn't realize that that was an issue that we could run into. Well, so we need to do something about your faith right now. But simultaneously, we cannot. There's no thing we can do. This is just as much health as this one. The point of cunning totally does matter, though. Thing is, we could get up to, we could do count crops a couple of times and get up to a new knowledge threshold, which might actually be a really good idea. And they give the same amount of health. I'm gonna have you count crops a couple of times. Bless faith? This is like desperation. We don't know where the threshold between down and feeling normal is, unfortunately. And this is gonna fall off next mission anyway. It's really hard to know how much we need this. I might take this just as a little bit of insurance. Does that get you up to... No, 30 is not good enough. My bet is it's 40. Right, because the threshold on the other side is 60. Okay, so we were not given the option to bless Coscatl. We could bring Coscatl to this... Then we have to bring Coscatl to this battle. Which means that we have enough offerings left that we can take all those other upgrades we wanted. We don't need this right now. Would we be better off doing this just to get it back on cooldown? Yeah, probably. Wow, that's quite a masterpiece. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Oh hey, that was 900 supporters. I forgot that the art thing gives a huge bunch of supporters. Okay, well then next, after this battle we totally, even if we lose, we totally will have the resources to build that thing. And then we may as well fire this. Okay, so... we are reasonably expecting, what, 2 bonus chests there? We have to get to 7 grace abilities to have it go above that. It's not impossible. Alright, so who are we bringing? We are bringing Nika. And then is it just like... this is going to be easy enough that we could just bring Morali and Tei. Just for the XP, which we probably ought to do. Let's get you on your next thing. Seems pretty good. Who would we would not want to bring a nature disciple. So, Nika, Morali, and Montezuma? Does Montezuma? Yeah, Montezuma does have the victory bonus and will have it for some time, so we don't need to bring Montezuma in for that purpose. Coscatl also has the victory bonus already. I'm really not sure who makes the most sense to bring in. Coscatl... oh, never mind. I was gonna bring in Coscatl. That seems dangerous now. But you know what? I'll just give you some extra Defy chance, and because you do need the XP. That's actually pretty important. The speed with which I can forget things. I know, it's really remarkable. Nika and Morali, because we need XP. Okay, I think we can take a hit on this. We might even be able to take 2. We have pretty good damage output. This does put us at a deficit of 100 followers. What's our number of grace abilities here? So you have 2, you have 3, and you have none. Okay, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing we could do about it anyway. We could do the ability point thing and try to force something, but since we're only at 5, we wouldn't be able to push up to 7 anyway. Yeah, this is what we do. Nervous, but I think doable. Coscatl is super powerful and will potentially heal us back up above the half threshold anyway. Nika should absorb a ton of damage here, provided that Nika hits wall early on. Okay, critical hit, not even that big. Nice. Now we should see a lot of defense here, which is good for us. Yes, look at all the converts. Even so, I'm a little nervous. They did get to 142 there. They only have to have a turn that goes slightly better than that to hit the cap. Oh, excellent. Really, really good. Alright, I don't think the two of these guys together could give them the converts they need. That was really excellent. Really well done, Nika. Alright, so Coscatl is ready for the miracle. Now we just need to buy a little bit more time. Which could be another repeatable. Or it could be that real mission. I mean, obviously, the repeatable is not ideal. Okay, Morali has hit the prime of his life. So, we're just gonna let this go. I would have loved the +2 happiness, but it's a very difficult mission for our lineup. So here we would be Coscatl, Nika to absorb some of the touching, Nika to hide behind her shield and ward off all of this touching, and then who else would we bring? I mean, like, Coscatl gives us a little bit of strength. We would really not want to bring Morali on this, because she's going to get blown the hell up. Or, he, rather. And then... I mean, Montezuma would not be... No, Montezuma would not be a great idea. It's possible Nika would block all of this, but I don't feel confident enough. And with a crit chance bonus and everything, I could see this going real sideways. So then we're looking at, like... Tay, I guess, is the only one that really is available for that third slot. I don't think we have it. What I'm going to say is I don't think we could do that. So we're just going to drop to 4 happiness. And then we're going to go win this, and it's going to restore most of our happiness. That's my plan, apparently. So let's pick one of these. What do we think we need more of? I mean, we always need offerings. We're at a point where materials are less important. Right, we're going to build our biggest material cost thing right now. And then it's just upgrades, and we already have a lot of the good upgrades. I think at this point it's offerings. And yeah, we'll take you guys on. So you're half morale, half physical, and everybody else is looking... Okay, so we have 6 physical abilities and 9 morale abilities. I think we still bring Nika in for this one, so it's like Nika and Coscatl again, and somebody. We got it. I think that's under control. Alright, let's build the fancy temple. So it's the Temple of Art, right? Charisma and knowledge versus charisma and devotion? Yeah. Let's build ourselves a big fancy Temple of Art. I've constructed our buildings in kind of an awkward way. Here we go. Here's a spot where it slots in nicely. The supporters erect the Temple of Art with your divine inspiration. I gotta say, for a Temple of Art, I think it's less visually impressive than I was expecting. Okay, so it doesn't do anything except give us the fancy miracle. There are no upgrades we could buy for it. And, okay, so it looks like, I guess I maybe could have guessed from the fact that the word temple is in the name of these, but these scale in cost with those things. Okay. That's interesting. I think it's still right to have built all of the small temples we could have, because the ritual upgrades are really powerful. I think you should probably build a lot of temples pretty early on, actually. And just make sure you're getting your material upgrades. Yeah, that seems sensible. Oh, we have a loose relic because somebody retired. 10 morale armor and more likely to intercept. I mean, it probably goes on Coscadal, right? So what do we want you to pick up? An unparalleled art. An unparalleled art miracle, the one we've just unlocked, does seem very appropriate. And then... oh, that does give us a ritual bonus. That makes sense. So we would probably want to improve... We don't have people help all that often, because Count Crops is so good now. So we could improve help. Or we could push, like, one of these other things. The thing is, the only people who would really take organized meals over Count Crops are going to be our guardians. And they want cunning anyway. Like, the thing they would want is already here. So probably we upgrade Suffer. The people who are scaling with devotion are going to also want some knowledge, probably. I think that helps. So suffer while telling stories about trees. Just in the square in the middle of town, crying about how much you love all of the trees around the village. Okay, so this is probably going to be a pretty straightforward one. Let's go ahead and buy... where the hell was that upgrade? Here we go. Let's go ahead and buy this now so I can stop thinking about it. Oh, weird. It keeps the original version of ability point and just gives you the extra one as well. I guess in case you have between 150 and 200 offerings. That is the best way for it to work. I'm just a little surprised they would give us access to that granularity. Okay, so who needs to be pushed? You probably need a little bit of a push, new guy. Let's... Oh, hold on. I also actually still have 500 materials. What do we want to do with these materials? We probably want to buy... a development power upgrade. I mean, and it's gonna be knowledge, right? There we go. Okay. So now, yeah, push. Should be an easy enough battle that we don't need to get fancy on this one, with dreams and whatnot. Some merchants are tired, and Morale has learned to be hospitable. Cool. Still seeing positive outcomes here. I think these events happen just rarely enough that we're going to have a really hard time telling what the overall expected value change is from reductions in happiness, which is a little awkward. Obviously, it's nice. It's nice to have information. Let's give you some ritual progress. No, probably you. Yeah, probably you need it most. And then also Morale. Morale could use it. It doesn't make sense to go XP on you. No, you're still real far away from the thing. And you're going to gain a bunch of knowledge. Your stuff will be under control. We're doing this. We just continue to develop for the moment. And then it's Nika plus Ehekatl plus anyone but Morale, basically. So it could be Montezuma. We bring Montezuma in here. So let's give you a Dream of Defiance. You're way more likely to actually get hit by a spell ability. We could bring Tei, and obviously bringing Tei is good for XP. Do I think we will... Do I think there's any chance of suffering in the trial for that? Probably not, honestly. Montezuma's not XP capped, though, and I do want to push... Yeah, we're going to bring Montezuma. I want Montezuma to cap. Like, soon. I want to get you to your maximum power. No, I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth. They're both things that need to happen, but our time for XP development is limited. So let's focus on it. Okay, this lineup does look pretty blessed to me. Is it Martyrdom 2 blessed? You have 25 raw physical armor. I think we can... Do I get to see your stats on this screen? No, but I do get to see them on the... Is it on the prepare mission screen? No. There's totally a way to do this. It's this... Oh, okay. Mouse over their strength. So you have 29, so you're going to get to go before Nika can possibly cast Wall on the first turn. And that's a little bit of a concern. Actually, so are you. You are one above. That makes me want to not go to Martyrdom 2. Because two attacks getting off and things going a little bit in a slightly unlucky way could very much knock Tei out if we go to 2. Honestly, it could happen here on 1 as well, but it's much less likely. And it's only one chest. I think it will not matter. Probably. Maybe. Don't point and laugh at my suffering. That's just bad manners. Okay, excellent. A defy without even having to have the wall buff up. Or an intercept, rather. That's a bummer. It does always feel bad to see Nika do Devout instead of Wall. Alright, Hecatl, you're pretty good at your job. Well, it looks to me like we are probably going to be fine, and, oh, I was about to say, we could totally have just gone to 2 Martyrdom, but actually that might have been close. I mean, if Nika had walled instead of doing Devout on the first turn, while we were at 2 Martyrdom, we would have been fine. Okay, XP for new guy, and hopefully this is gonna put us in a position where we're ready to attempt that final ritual, that final sacrament, rather. I'm a little nervous about it, as you could probably tell. I do think, for the sake of happiness, we probably can't afford to wait any longer. So, I sure hope we're ready. Alright, have ourselves a nice miracle here. Gosh, look at your stat development. And you can pick up, I mean, this isn't even really an option. And I think at this point we have to go for the final. Or at least we have to go here. We have to not do repeatables again. Do we want to go to the final? Or do we think we're going to get stronger in the near future? We could plus 15 faith, which would push you up to normal and would probably push a fair number of people up to ecstatic. Well, okay, 1 person. Or 2 people, rather. Yeah, maybe we just go for it. This seems difficult. So it's Nika plus Coscatl for just raw strength, plus Hecatl for actually having good matchups here. And honestly, that's not a bad setup. You know what? I think we can do this. And I think we need to take the extra mission for development purposes. So let's buy that faith upgrade, I think. I think we do need it. Alright, so half ecstatic, half happy. I feel alright about that. And then I think we are going to give Coscatl the Intercept Relic. I think that's going to be real good. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't necessarily think that we need to do a lot more prep. I might do this. Let's give 2 ability points to Nika and just train Wall over her last 2 slots. I think I want to do that, because like every time she uses Devout, it's such a bummer. Oh, this is a This is a level 1 ability underneath, so I wonder if we would have to... Oh, also, I guess after you've learned a certain number of abilities, it takes 2 ability points to pick up 1 skill. Well, good to know. Okay, apparently we're going to have to... That's going to be more expensive to fix than I thought it was going to be. Do we want to pick up some dream points for this? With Nika having 4 copies of Wall, it would seem that evasion is probably not necessary. But also, even with the Wall bonus up, it's not like Nika's going to be guaranteed to intercept every hit. And what's Nika's base evasion chance? Only 31, so we definitely want to be able to push an evasion dream on Nika. It might be a good idea to just take on some dream points and give everybody evasion. I think I might do that. Alright, Cuscatle. Hard to imagine that it's right to do anything other than this. And Montezuma suffers and tells stories about trees. We've set our poor prophets up to have real weird lives, unfortunately. I think I actually might want to push ritual progress here. Yeah, and we'll take the 3rd dream point on the next blessing. Want to develop the young one. What's the cooldown on this thing? 3 days. Okay, so we could shove ritual progress real hard on somebody here. Give me that other dream point. You know, Ehekattl's starting to get pretty powerful. Well, let's count crops. Get that health bonus. Young Tay continues to count crops as well. There's a lot of crops. We spend a lot of time just counting them. Not a lot of time doing any actual farming, weirdly. Supporters take this Holy Sabbath to relax and spend times with friends and family. Hooray! Good for them. Good for them. So, what do we want to spend our offerings on right now? Do we want to dump ritual progress real hard? Do we want to ability point? We're just gonna fix Nika's situation here. Alright, give me Wall 2 over top of whatever that used to be. And now Nika is the most graceful. when we have our grace bonus up, we're going to be getting lots of chests from Nika. So you get to dream of evasion. You get to dream of evasion. And I've already forgotten, because, you know, I do that. Who was the other person we were bringing? Was it just going to be Cuscatle? We don't... This is not about matchups so much as it is about just being real strong, I think. So bringing Cuscatle gives us no useful experience, because that all 3 of our people are at the XP cap. But I think that's the right move. Instead of bringing in Morali, who would get totally manhandled. Yeah. Okay. We're just here to basically win some time. So, Ehekattle across from you. You never attack directly across anyway. And we are blessed. I don't know that I feel safe taking Martyrdom here. I think there's still a chance of this going kind of sideways. 1 level of Martyrdom would mean they still have to get 210 converts. We might be able to handle that. The thing is, we don't care about the supporters that much anymore, so it really is just a single chest. I don't know that it's worth taking on a lot of extra risk for anymore, now that we've gotten our good temple and everything. Which is not to say that supporters don't matter at all, but actually they might not. If there is something else that we need supporters for, I don't know what it is. Oh, get evaded, nerd. Well, this is going poorly for them. Oof, 29 damage. Never mind, not an issue. That's pretty good. So yeah, we could have won the fight with Martyrdom, but like I don't know that we care that much anymore. We have most of our expensive stuff. At this point, we still need offerings for god abilities. In particular, continuing to build statues. Please do not try to eat me. I know that like our whole thing is about eating, but I do not want to be eaten. Okay, I mean, that feels pretty good. So these disciples didn't get any XP and so didn't get any direct development, but we indirectly get development from the fact that I just bought us 3 extra days on this island before things get more difficult. And a whole bunch of followers, which are pretty whatever, I think, at this point. Oh, and the development spark. Right. Winning a battle gets a development spark, which totally does still matter. Where are we at on our next... We're 2 away from our next tradition? Okay. And the development sparks will help to fix our happiness issues too. Alright, I think at this point it would be unwise to go for more happiness. So I think at this point we're going for this. So you will lose 10 physical armor and morale armor when hit by a grace ability. And that's true for you as well. Well, that's wonderful, given that our grace abilities are so plentiful. Also, I just realized the text on the always trigger says always triggers unless the disciple's faith is low. So that's why Montezuma's cage didn't fire in that other battle. Okay. Well, I think we have to take this on, and we're just going to go ahead and try the Love Temple battle once before the episode comes to an end here. Boy. Alluring Body ++ Tier 3. It's dangerous, for sure. You know what? We're already over the hour. Okay. I hate to leave y'all in suspense, but hey, maybe that's a good way to entice people to come back. So, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we will be fighting a lot of people who are just way too sexy for their own good, and also for our own good. And I'm real nervous about the outcome of that. But you know what? If they convince us over to their religion, maybe it's not so bad. And we'll see you then.